was thinking what to call you. When I come in here, I was driving in before and I was thinking, what shall is it Carrick, Carrick, or Michael? So I was thinking, no, within the interview, so better call you Michael. But and then, do you remember 10 years ago? Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Do you remember what it was?
Only because you told me before. Only because you told me before. I can't believe it's 10 years though.
It's mad, isn't it?
The 135th FA Cup final. Rooney driven wide, gets it across towards Fellaini. Up he goes, the volley! Equaliser! Drills it across towards Martial, and then the volley! What a goal! Jesse Lingard! United win the FA Cup!
We've gone from the two of us lifting the FA Cup together to you become the manager of Man United. So I think what's even more strange is that I'm actually interviewing you because I never thought I'd be doing this. But how do you feel? How do you feel over it?
Do you know what? To be honest, it feels pretty natural. It feels big on the outside, but when you're in it, it just feels. Even though it's different, the building's different, some of the people are different. It's kind of what you get used to for 20 years ago since I signed. So it's all I've kind of known really. So it's a bigger role than what I've had before, but actually it just feels like a natural step, to be fair. So it's nice to be, you know? A lot of responsibility, but it's good. I'm really enjoying it. Yeah,
well, the last 6 months, well, just under 6 months, must be crazy. Obviously, we were in Barbados together, and I don't know if you remember, I said to you, you'll be in there soon.
At that stage, I didn't even think of it, but it's mad to be thinking we're on that beach, isn't it?
I know.
And then all of a sudden,
Johnny as well, then.
Yeah. Johnny was sprinting along the beach, racing cars.
The pictures were funny, really.
Yeah, I remember you said that. You did say that. Yeah, you said it. Yeah, and I was like, nah. And then it was literally about 3 weeks later.
Well, I've been quite vocal, and as you know, and I felt you were right for it. And could you imagine that it could have gone as well as it was?
I didn't really know what to expect. The biggest thing, I probably came in with a belief that we can make it better, we can improve things. But I kind of came in and took it step by step. Obviously came in on the Tuesday, started with the players on the Wednesday, played the City on the Saturday early. City was obviously a big one, the Arsenal one was a big one, and then it kind of just snowballed from there. And then before you know it, we're kind of right in the mix, and it happened pretty quickly, to be honest. To then finish the season in third, I think, is a really good achievement from the players. To be fair, they need a lot of credit.
Yeah, you wouldn't have thought that I wouldn't have thought that when you come in, if I'm being honest, in terms of finishing third. And I remember I was doing my podcast, and there was speculation whether you were going to come in or not. I remember I said I'd wait for 2 games because I seen that City and then Arsenal. I was thinking that's a tough start, but it's going. Do you think that helped winning them 2 games?
I think it helped. Yeah, it could go both ways, couldn't it? I think it helped in terms of the buzz, it helped the natural lift. It helped that first game, City, and then I don't know if did you go to that game? It was the atmosphere was.
Well, I was doing on Match Today, and I remember watching it, and I was thinking, please win, please win, because obviously with pundits, you've got to speak honestly and what you're thinking. I'm thinking, oh, come on, win the game. But then to win that, and then the Arsenal one was better for me. That's what I thought.
Backing it up, I think, because that was the biggest challenge of, you know what it's like when you're it's one-off games is all right, it's good, but actually backing it up and going again, and for the lads to feel that going there and winning like we did, and it just kind of snowballed a little bit from there. But you could have looked at it both ways. You could have looked at it as a negative of tough start, or actually getting a good start probably catapults you. Even if that was 2 other games, you wouldn't get that feeling of the big belief that we ended up getting, and the players just took that on really, and then it kind of just kept ticking over from there.
So bringing Johnny in as well, I think it's big, and then obviously Woody and Steve Holland. How did, especially Steve and Johnny and Woodgate, sorry, how did they adapt to it? Because they've obviously never been here, never seen it. Johnny knows the place well, but how did they react? Did he feel, wow?
I think there was a natural buzz. Steve's been a massive United fan, so from when he was a kid, like massive United fan, going to cup finals, and he talks about it a lot, the history and kind of the past of going to cup finals. So he's it felt natural for him to be here. He's obviously loved to be here. Woody of being close to at Middlesbrough, and it's hard to tell anyone until you get here, isn't it, what it feels like. And it's, people are probably sick of us people kind of trying to say until you get through the doors, and you can explain it as much as you want, but to get that feeling of once you're here, and they've all said the same thing, of once you're here it's different, you realise what it's all about. And I think that's part of it for the players as well, of some of the younger players, to then go through the season and just learn to get that natural feeling of being here. And I think you can see with some of the players through the season now, you can see them just feeling at home and getting used to it, and on the back of that you can kind of kick on and be yourself then to how you play, you know. So I think there's a bit of freshness of the staff, unbelievable, the coaching staff to come together. We didn't know each other as a group before then, so to come, you know, it's like in an office, you need to really click to be in that kind of tight environment. They've been unbelievable, the coaches, and then the players who have responded, so everyone's kind of feeling more at home as the days go by.
And any players surprise you? I don't put you on the spot.
No, that's a good question. I wouldn't say surprised. I wouldn't say naturally surprised. I'd say you hope to see. Do you know what you hope to see? Good people, don't you? Of like willingness to do well, the intentions, loving being here, the intentions to do the right thing, and probably surprised of how good a group it is in terms of wanting to do well for each other. We've been part of all sorts of different dressing rooms, and it can quite easily go different directions, can't it? But that was probably the biggest thing that I felt straight away, was these are really in it together and they want to do well and listen and learning. So that's probably the thing that stands out, which is probably give us the chance of being consistent since we come in.
It must be so good, obviously before you've gone to Middlesbrough, and then obviously you've based here.
Yeah,
I think you're the most adopted Manc I think I've ever seen it. I think obviously with your kids going to games, I've seen you in the away stands, and then that must be mad, being the away end, and then to be stood there on touchline as manager. That must be like...
No, I know, yeah, but that's the
feeling.
thing about it, you know, it doesn't actually feel that. It's not until you mention it and you step back a little bit. When you're in it, you just But then I think because you're attached to it and you understand it, I think that helps to then deal with everything, to be honest. But I'm in the bubble of the training ground. I'll go home and be released with the kids, and then next year's a different challenge, more games and that side of things. But it's where we want to be, so it's definitely not a negative side.
Yeah. How are they, Lisa? Obviously, I know how proud and they are of you with your playing career. What you've done this up to now as manager, they must be buzzing, they must be proud. Yeah,
they're buzzing, yeah. You know what they're like. I think it's probably more now than when I was playing, because of the age of the kids who are 18, 16, and obviously Lisa's seen it all.
I've seen a change a little bit in the academy. Obviously before you come in here, we've been stood there watching the games and stuff, and it's so nice. We used to see it when we were here as players with the gaffer then, and it's so nice to see the first team staff over there watching the games, and that's not just at Old Trafford, where obviously there's pitches come out and stuff. That's here at the training ground, and that to be there, you to be there is so, for the players, it gives them it's them young lads to see the manager of Manchester United stood there watching the games.
I think the attachment of and it being connected with it and understanding there's a link, and that's actually where, as young players, that's what they want to try and get to. So and generally care about how the younger teams are doing, how the players are doing, how the coaches are doing, and trying to create, you know, that feeling through that. When you see young players come up and train with us, for me, we needed a chance, didn't we? Do you know, when you come through, so you need to try and give as many opportunities as you can. So to create that feeling and connect through the club is exactly what this club's built on. We've known it for so long, and it was long before us, so I think it's a responsibility anyway.
How's your relationship with Jason and Omar? That's obviously, how's it been, and how important is that moving forward?
Right from the start, it's been a really good place to come and work. Anyway, the atmosphere and the way the building is, and the relationships. I think it's about relationships and building it with people, and straight away there's a wavelength, there's an understanding, what's the reality, where do we want to get to, how does it look like, and I know it was initially till the end of the season, but you kind of always part of them conversations of where you want to take the club and how it should look. So they've been really open and listening and building a relationship as time goes on, and gets to the stage now where we want to kick on and we want more and we want to make things better. So I think that relationship's crucial. If we haven't got that relationship, then it filters down. So that needs to be strong, and it certainly is.
Yeah, recruitment as well is really important, isn't it? And obviously, being in the Champions League next year as well, you'd be looking, I'd assume you'd be looking to try and strengthen your squad, and maybe a few players. Well, obviously we know Casemiro is leaving as well, so them planned, have they been underway before this announcement, or are they starting now?
Yeah, I said it when I came in, was it, to be honest? I said I can't come in and do this just with eyes on, it might be the summer, it might be past the summer, it might not be. There's no way I was just making decisions just for the short term. I think it was always a case of trying to make things better in the future, but it's certainly been an element of planning from my side and eyes on what it could look like. So it's an important summer. I think there's where we've got to and where we want to get to. We want to make a big step if we can, so it's an important summer.
There must be a buzz back around the place, being back in the Champions League. Obviously, when we were playing, most of the time we were in it, but to not be in it last year, to be back there and back competing at the highest level, there must be a buzz around the place, not just the players, but obviously the staff.
I think everyone, yeah. Building, yeah. I think everyone. I think there's it's easy, isn't it, when you have success or you're in Champions League, you don't take it for granted because you know, but you just roll on. When you don't get it, you realise what it's like to be in them big games, big moments, end of season, challenging for things, and it's definitely where we need to be. So again, I can't stress it enough. I think the lads need so much credit for the consistency to then put a run of games together. It's easy to get 2 or 3 games, but to go 16 games, and I think we're probably top of that league in the 16 games. That's some consistency from the players to then give them the confidence to do that next season, and they've definitely earned a place and have been in the Champions League, and then but not settling for it. I think that's the important. We're used to not settling for things here until you really achieve something.
So what did you do then to get that, to enable that the players can give that consistency and get results, even at games where they weren't at the best, but still grind that win out or a result out?
To be honest, the first thing, the main thing when we came in was trying to create that spirit, that togetherness, that connection. All the best teams we'll be part of, you always had that, something where you look after each other. And I knew there was an element of, you can change tactics, you can do technical things and tactical things or whatever, but it'll take you so far, but we need something with real substance. And that wasn't necessarily overcoaching to start with, it was more just speaking to the lads a lot about what it means to play for the club, how it is, what the ups and downs are, what it takes to keep winning. Just trying to share them experiences, to be honest, and then as time ticks by, you try and improve performance, but it wasn't a case of coming in and trying to change the whole thing. It was put a system together, be really clear with it, and the lads grow as well and feel it and trust each other, and trust's massive, isn't it? When you can trust each other and knowing what you're going to get from someone's going to look after you, all them type of things goes a long way.
Now you are Manchester United manager, what are your expectations?
I think keep pushing forward and improving. I think understanding, it's good to make steps and it's good to get in Champions League, it's good to finish third from kind of coming from below that, but making this place better, I think, is I must admit, I felt on Sunday in the stadium there was a feeling, felt a little bit different. It felt really, I don't know, there was a real togetherness, there was a real kind of enjoyment, which from everyone, which for me standing there is quite powerful, to be honest, to then see that kind of going through the whole stadium and the supporters feeling that and being excited about coming back. I think we want to come to the stadium, wherever that is, supporting Manchester United, thinking, looking forward to what can happen. It's always been like that, it always should be like that, and keep pushing forward to bring success here for sure.
How much would you love to reward them fans, because they've been through a tough time, haven't they? Probably over the last 10 years. How much would you love to reward them with a big trophy, a major trophy?
Well, that's the drive in it, I think. And I have to say credit to the supporters, because within stadiums I've been to some home games, a lot of home games. I've been to some away games, and the supporters when it's been a bit challenging at certain times, still won trophies. I think there's almost a pride in the fan base that supporting in them times to then get the success at the back of it. And hopefully that success is the time that's going to come. They couldn't have done much more, you know, and that's why it's a game like on Sunday when you feel that, and they feel that they're proud to be there and they want to be there and they enjoy being there. For us to be able to reward that would be pretty special.
So pre-season is a really important time, obviously, for managers, for coaches, for players getting to know each other, meet each other. So new players coming in. So you're just going to Scandinavia. How much are you looking forward to?
Yeah, we're looking forward. I think it's like you said, pre-season. It's massive for different reasons. I think you know, going Finland, Sweden, Norway, going to Dublin. Until for us, the supporters to get a chance to see the boys close up. Some of them travelling a lot, so they get to Old Trafford, and I know they get everywhere. It's incredible. And I think the boys coming always when you speak to the lads that are coming from other clubs, it blows the mind how when we travel and how kind of the fan base is spread so far, and then we go to Scandinavia and feel that love and the noise and the atmospheres in the stadium. It's that's part of coping and learning about Manchester United and what it means to so many people, you know. So it's an important time, and then obviously we want to start the season strong.
I was looking before and I couldn't see anyone else who'd done it, and I was thinking, if, and hopefully you do, no pressure, go and win the Premier League. If I'm right, you could be the first person to ever do it as a player and manager.
I mean, I'll take that right now. I'll take that right now.
But that's what you could be looking at, haven't you? That's going to be the target.
That's the goal, isn't it, in the end? And I think got to believe it. You know, it's what we've got to aim for. It's where we want to be as a club, and it's not even so much for me. It'll be an incredible thing for me to be able to do, but just to see this club lifting trophies and winning leagues and challenging for Champions Leagues, and that's the buzz. That's what gets us out of bed every morning and enjoy the grind of the summer and come back strong for next season. And we know what it takes. You know, I know what it takes, and hopefully I can give that experience a little bit to the players, and they can feed off it, and we can keep pushing for more.
Okay, well, Michael.
Michael.
Congratulations again. Good luck. We're all behind you.
Thanks, mate.
All the best.
Appreciate it.